Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to present in this conference today. My name is Seper Khosravi, and let's get started. So my research is a qualitative study of body image and culture among Iranian Americans. That's my name, that's my university, California State University, East Bay, here in the United States. So a little bit background information. There's definitely racist roots of weight stigma, and it's rooted in this fear of larger-bodied Black women. Weight stigma emerged from the 18th to 19th century Enlightenment belief that fatness was evidence of racial inferiority and savagery. Coming to contemporary experiences with sizeism, defining what weight stigma or sizeism is actually, it's a form of discrimination that results in psychological distress and mental health complications, including suicidality and substance use. 40% and more United States adults have experienced weight stigma, with higher numbers internationally. Weight stigma diminishes preventive care and health behaviors, causing lower physical activity, healthcare avoidance, weight gain, and disordered eating. Weight stigma can also increase mortality risk. So what can be a solution to weight stigma? Dr. Joshua Walrick here does a great job at explaining just that. So let's listen quickly.
When I tell people that I'm a doctor that follows a health at every size approach, many assume that means I don't believe weight can have any impact on your health. That's not what it means. Healthcare tends to follow what's known as a weight normative approach, where a focus on weight and weight loss is used to try and define health and well-being. I, however, believe in a weight-inclusive approach. This means we should be acknowledging the real impacts of weight stigma and be fighting to get rid of it, acknowledging that health and well-being is incredibly multifaceted, and the link between health and weight is nowhere near as straightforward as people make it out to be, and we should stop indiscriminately advising weight loss to our patients when we have no guarantee that it's going to A, improve their health, or B, be sustainable in the long term.
So despite little evidence to support diets, physicians still promote it as basic medical practice. And kind of the solution, I think, is wonderful. And I'd like to read to you the health at every size principles. The first principle is weight inclusivity, which is to accept and respect the inherent diversity of body shapes and sizes, and reject the idealizing or pathologizing of specific weights. The second criteria is health enhancement, which is to support health policies that improve and equalize access to information and services and personal practices that improve human well-being, including attention to individual, physical, economic, social, spiritual, emotional, and other needs. The third criteria is eating for well-being, promoting flexible, individualized eating based on hunger, satiety, nutritional needs, and pleasure, rather than any externally regulated eating plan focused on weight control. The fourth criteria, respectful care, which is to acknowledge our biases and work to end weight discrimination, weight stigma, and weight bias. Provide information and services from an understanding that socioeconomic status, race, gender, sexual orientation, age, and other identities impact weight stigma and support environments that address those inequities. And the fifth principle is life-enhancing movement, which is to support physical activities that allow people of all sizes, abilities, and interests to engage in enjoyable movement to the degree that they choose. So why study Iranians? Looking back to history, this exposure to European culture and beauty health norms from Iran specifically started during 1789 to 1925, which was the same period as the Qajar dynasty. And this expanded during 1925 to 1979, during the Pahlavi period, when King Reza Shah imposed Iranian women to unveil. This unveiling helped enforce Western beauty ideals of being tall and thin, having tanned, light skin, big breasts, long hair, high cheekbones, small nose, and large eyes. After the 1979 overthrow of the Iranian monarchy and mandate of Islamic hijab for women, Western culture still prevailed among Iranians. So how does modern Iran look like? Women are still subject to Western beauty standards. Many Iranian women use surgeries to achieve the Western beauty ideal bodies. And often, Iranian diaspora retains these cultural values and norms. So what's the current research on Iranians and body image? Although there is little research on Iranians and body image, here are some of the ones that exist. 70% of Iranian women 18 and up were not satisfied with their bodies, according to a study done in 2016. A survey of 535 Iranian university students indicated 2/3 were unsatisfied with their bodies, according to a study done in 2012. Body dissatisfaction in Iranian adolescents ranges from 40 to 70%, according to a study in 2019. And the drive for Iranian women to change their bodies is one of the key reasons that they use Instagram. Instagram is popular in Iran since the government limits access to the other online media. Iranian women, especially athletes, show off their bodies freely on digital spaces such as Instagram instead of public spaces where they are not allowed to. It's really important to indicate that no research has been done on Iranian-Americans and body image yet. So let's get to my research where we're going to take care of that. So what's my methods? I am incorporating autoethnographic notes in my study, and I'm also interviewing participants, which is a semi-structured interviews about the experiences of fat Iranian Americans. I've had 7 participants so far. 5 of them have been women, 2 of them have been men. And I've been recruiting them through convenience and snowball sampling of my personal networks, Iranian Facebook groups, etc. And I have been interviewing them for around an hour through Zoom. And currently, I'm working on the analysis of my qualitative data using coding. So let's get to the preliminary results that I have. So here's some of the factors that contributed to negative body image. The main factor that was kind of common in all of my participants was social groups. And that could be their friends, strangers, family members, just in general, the people around them. The next to that was comparison to friends. So 5 of my female participants compared their bodies to their friends. Next to that would be the sense of unbelonging to their communities and to the society. 2 of my male participants and 2 of my female participants expressed that. Next to that would be comparison to influencers. So 1 of my male participants and 2 of my female participants expressed how they would compare their bodies to social media influencers. Next to that, which is only unique to the men in my study, was the environment of high school basketball, how they were judged because of their weight in those experiences. So here's a theme that I saw across the board among all my participants, and that was social groups. An example, it could be anywhere from family, sport teams, friends, strangers. And I'm going to go over all of the ones from my female participants first, and then we'll go to the male ones. So here's the first participant. I saw my cousin at a New Year's party after 2 years. I had an accident and couldn't exercise for a while and gained more weight. Instead of saying hi and how are you doing, she tells me you're exploding. Next participant. I have an uncle who constantly talks about my weight on my mom's side. When I would see him, he would always bring it up, and I went off on him. It bothered me a lot. Next participant. So the last time I was in Iran, I have a big butt, and under the cardigan, it would show up. And like someone said, oh, poor her, she has a big butt. We're going to continue. This is another quote from the exact participant. Like they will say, oh, you're beautiful. You're so kind. But if you lose weight, you will be better. Like, even though you hide those things, you're still not like part of the society. Like they don't accept you. And I think that's sick. Next participant. I'm very nervous. Like, because even now, when I video call like my mom back in Iran, I'm scared of her seeing me, like my whole body, and for her to judge me. Next participant. I always Photoshop my body on my pictures and social media to make myself a little bit more skinny because I don't want to stand with my skinny friends and look larger than them. These are the themes that I saw among my two male participants that I'd like to also share with you. And there were also social groups. And here's one of the first quotes from the first male participant. I remember when I was growing up and I would go over to my grandma's house. My grandma would always tell me, this boy is fat. You guys are giving too much food to this kid. Don't give food to him. She would like come to me and give me a little bowl when everyone else was eating big. Then my mom would always take me aside and tell me, sorry that you have to deal with that. My next participant. My freshman basketball coach tormented me every single day and would make me run extra without the other teammates having to. He would not allow me to play in basketball matches or anything at all because I was fat. I was the best scorer on my basketball team. Everyone on my team said that I should have made JV, and the only reason I genuinely didn't make it was because of my weight. I would get tired too quickly and I had asthma. So that's on me. I accepted it, but I didn't like how he literally withheld my joy and having fun in basketball. My mom paying me to play and only getting to practice. But if I made one mistake, he would tell me to go run. If anyone else made a mistake, he said it's fine, better luck next time. But with me, he wouldn't let go. And it drove me to the edge of having to quit my junior year in varsity. And I just focused on volleyball from there. So a little bit about the autoethnographic notes that I've been taking with my project. So many women started sharing their stories with me about their struggles with their bodies. And they started to follow me on Instagram. They started telling me that by watching me thrive and live life in my own large body, it makes them want to live life and be comfortable with their bodies too. One lady mentioned that she becomes happy seeing me dance because she doesn't dance because of her size. A large-bodied man mentioned in a meeting to me that growing up, he never saw an action figure his size. He thought that he was never accepted for who he was because of his size. Another lady told me that because of a video I posted regarding body acceptance, she went to the pool with her friends after years without feeling unwelcomed because of her size. An older man saw me at a gathering and told me that I looked good because I had lost weight. Another lady who watches my content and sees my work responded to him that he looked good back then and he looks good now. So what were my discoveries? In the Iranian culture, comments toward your body is a normal, everyday form of expression for individuals. Iranians think that they are doing good by mentioning what is wrong with you so that you can fix it. But in American culture, comments come in the form of direct bullying. As one of my male participants mentioned, they want to get at me, calling me names, but in Iran, they want to help me. In America, I can fight back because I know it's time to fight. But in Iran, I'm confused and don't know what to do. More Iranian American women are open about sharing their weight-related problems than Iranian American men, while US research suggests that body image dissatisfaction among men have tripled from 1975 to 2000, reaching 43%. The men who I have reached out for an interview prefer to deny their large body type because they think that being fat is a temporary condition and they will be fit one day. And one thing I like to mention about my participants, especially the male ones, was that they expressed more anger compared to my female participants during the interviews. My female participants seem to express their emotion in a more controlled manner. And most importantly, I've learned that by thriving in my own large body, I inspire others to do the same. I like to acknowledge my faculty mentor and thank her, Dr. Amara Miller, and the Center for Student Research at Cal State East Bay here in Hayward, California, United States, for helping with my study regarding funding. Thank you. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you very much.